Everybody on YouTube, this is Ken with Xmods Gaming with another video. So yeah, this one we're gonna shoot. So this is gonna be a mod video on the Game Boy Color front light. So hopefully I can pull this off. It's the first time I are doing a mod with the Game Boy Color concerning any type of light solution. So front light or backlight. The tools you're gonna need is isopropyl alcohol, and then some cotton swabs for cleaning the screen, a tri-wing screwdriver. See if I can focus on it. Probably not. But yeah, it's instead of a Phillips with 4, it has 3 little edges on it. And you can get these on eBay for a couple dollars usually. If you want a really good one, if you plan on doing tons of mods, I would probably venture to get one. It's worth a few more dollars. So yeah, of course, you know, this is kind of unnecessary to show. So feel free to skip ahead if you already know how to take apart a Game Boy, but not everyone does. So yeah, what you want to do is just get your tri-wing screwdriver. Alright, so I'm pretty close to the camera, so if you can hear me breathing, that's why. But all these screws are going to be the same. Yeah, and the backlight kit I bought, or front light kit I bought, they actually have an option where you can buy a screwdriver. I bought mine on eBay. You could buy them off Handheld Legends as well. And that's another website you can go to. Yeah, Handheld Legends, they're about the same price as eBay, really, if you think about it. But instead of me creating like another account, I didn't go that route. If this doesn't work out, then I'll probably go that route. Yeah, you don't want to, you know, with these little red screwdrivers, because you could find them all over eBay, you don't want to try to strip the screw out, because they're just good enough to get the job done, to be honest with you. But nonetheless, if you're just trying to get the job done, I wasn't going to shoot a video on it, but I haven't shot a video in a while. And I just hit 123 subscribers. Appreciate that. So I want to give you guys content anytime I have an opportunity to mod something. So, you know, it's not like every day a new mod comes around. So, you know, someone at work's like, oh, you do mod videos on YouTube? And he thought I meant software. And I'm like, no, I just do hardware. So if he's watching, you know who you are. But I appreciate it if you have watched the videos, because that's great if you did. I don't mind my coworkers watching my videos, as long as I don't get criticized, because it's really hard just to make it on YouTube these days. You know, I have a full-time job, so I can't do this and everything else. But another thing too, because I know a lot of people don't like it. Some of you might like the side conversations, but some of you might not. So the orientation of this backlight is going to be like this. So you're going to want to put it on your screen like that. Now the way to find out is take your wires and get like a watch battery, a button cell battery that's 3 volts, and then light it up, and then see if you can see better through it one way versus the other way. Another thing you want to do is on the back side, where you're gonna put the I almost said LCD, but the front light down. You want to take the silver strip off. And the reason for that is using special glue called LOCA. And this is reacts with UV light. And I would suggest probably to put out in the sunlight once you put the LOCA glue down on the screen. This is kind of jumping ahead a little bit. But once you put the LOCA down, you either want to put it in direct sunlight or under a nail, one of those nail UV lights, so, or a black light. Black light I heard takes a couple hours, but the nails, one of those where you cure nails, you put your nails under for like salons and stuff. I bought one of those today, and I heard that takes a couple minutes for this glue to cure. And yeah, shout out to This Does Not Compute, has done a video on this, and he has fancy editing and all that, so you know he can really shed some light on that. So yeah, so what you want to do is go ahead and take off the cover, or the back side of it. Right here's a bail. This bail, you have 2 tabs, as you can see there. So to release the LCD screen, you want to remove the bail, and then you want to take something like a screwdriver and kind of just lift this out. And then you don't want to just pull it out without removing those 2 tabs, because it slides behind it and puts pressure on it. So the next step is you just want to get, there's 3 screws right here. So one here, here, and here. And you just want to get a Phillips screwdriver, you know, jewelers. Can't even say that word. Second time I said that wrong on the videos, but yeah, just a pocket screwdriver. And you know, you just want to separate your screws. And I live in Idaho, so the Northwest, and it's pretty dry up here where I live. So doing this on a microfiber cloth is not the best thing when it comes to like circuit boards, but you know, it's something that I'm just gonna deal with. All right, so I believe I have all the screws out. It's kind of hard to remove. Huh, something's binding on it. Okay, there we go. All right, so I got the circuit board out. So you just want to pull up on the case. And then just put on like a non-static surface. Now you're left with the screen and the buttons. Now the buttons you can leave in, or you can take them out and clean them. I've cleaned this system in the past, so I'm just gonna opt to leave it in there. And then what you want to do, some people say, you know, move it like an ice tray to release the glue on the screen. Yeah, I mean, you could do that at your own risk. What I would try to do first is get something like a spudger. This is really like a dentistry type tool. Something that has like a plastic end on it, or even like a playing card or a credit card or something. See, yeah, because I've already done it in the past. I really don't have to lift up on it, but you kind of want to be careful, because yeah, this area right here and here is connected to your LCD screen. All right, so now what you want to do is you want to remove any dust from the LCD screen. So you want to take your Q-tips and then put them in your alcohol and then try to get as much dust off as you can, or use another microfiber cloth. You can do it that way. I'd probably use the eyeglass type, just it's something that doesn't, it's like lint free, to remove any dust. Because once you put the LOCA glue down, yeah, there's really no turning back. But I'll stop the video right here, and then either I'll do a part 2, or I'll just go ahead and just edit the video, and you know, you'll see it right here thereafter. So depends how lazy I am, but then again, guys, pretty much working for nothing, so I'll be right back. All right, welcome back to the Game Boy Color front light mod. So right here we're down for part 2. So what I'm doing is trying to remove any dust before I lay down the glue. So yeah, well, I don't know, this is the tough part, if anything. In my opinion, I think this is going to be the tough part, because it's my first time doing it. Because any dust underneath this glue, once it's set, it's going to show up pretty badly. You know, it's going to be in there forever. So there's really no turning back after this. So when you put the glue down, you either want to use sunlight or UV light, like I was explaining earlier. So yeah, so hopefully I don't mess this up, but yeah, I notice here there's some chipped glass, so that's why you don't want to do the ice cube tray method when taking it out of the housing. So yeah, I would try to use a spudger or a credit card or something to pull it up without, but thank goodness it's not on the actual LCD itself. It's just on the outside, on the bezel part. But yeah, you want to reflect as much light as you possibly can off of it to make sure there's no dust on it. I'm just kind of blowing. I don't really recommend. I don't have any canned air. I stopped using canned air years ago because it's just expensive for that compressed air, but it might have been good for this mod. So yeah, I mean, this mod will set you back some money. So next up is to do the LOCA, LOCA, and it's spelled LOCA glue. So it's a UV glue. And the reason why I have it on this box is I don't know if I just said that, but yeah, to keep the ribbon cable. So I'm gonna try. So I guess I'm gonna need something like a plunger, like a marker or a tool. Probably use the backside of this screwdriver or something. So hopefully I don't get it all over. It's kind of why I have it on this blue thing right here. Okay, so you want to remove the protective. I'm going to leave the protective film on the front light. Just making sure there's, I don't know, it's making sure there's nothing on it. That's the tough part. Because I guess I'm gonna have to work fast just so I don't get anything under the screen at all. Alright, so you're gonna pretty much want to do like an X pattern. And seal it up. Alright, yeah, I probably put a little too much, but and then I'm gonna put it down like this. And yeah, that's why you kind of want to keep the cover on. It's my first time doing this, so I'm no expert at it, but so you kind of want to work any air bubbles out. So it's like I got some down there. Okay. So that's pretty much it. So once you got all that situated, then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to clean up some of the excess off with this cotton swab. Maybe not, I don't know, but yeah, I'll show you the end result. So this is about as far as I got. And then yeah, I guess the next step would be to solder. Yeah, I'll point this out here because you probably won't see this until I'm done with it, but you want to solder the red wire here for the positive and for the negative, the bottom one. So this is on the bottom back side of the Game Boy by the battery terminals. So by this capacitor, so top one's negative, or top one's positive, bottom one's negative. And you might have to put a 100 ohm resistor or a 47 ohm resistor, depending on the backlight kit you buy. So definitely check the website or wherever you're buying to see if you need one of those in advance, because it might cost you more money besides the LOCA glue and everything else. But yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Alright, so yeah, we're here with the home stretch. I use this nail salon thing. It has a sensor on it, so I'll put some tape over the sensor for a UV lamp. You don't have to do that. You could probably just use the sunlight if you live somewhere like Arizona or something, or Southern California, Florida, somewhere where it's always hot, you know. Hot and not really heat, but where you have lots of sunlight and sunshine and not bad weather. So unfortunately, yeah, where I'm at, I have to use UV light, and because it's spring. So yeah, we're at the final stretch here where I just kind of routed the wires right there, and there's like a little bar underneath this screen of plastic, and you can use something like, yeah, you can use something like these to kind of cut notches for those wires to come through. And then there's little holes by the cartridge slot, and then I'm bringing them up on the backside and around. So I would suggest doing that. So yeah, really the hardest part's the LOCA glue part. So I'm just gonna tin the wires a little bit. Not much. Okay. I wouldn't recommend using a big tip like this, but I'm running low on soldering supplies. I'm kind of forced to go to sites like Amazon nowadays to get soldering supplies, but And what I'm gonna do, it's not required, but recommended, is just to add a little bit more solder on the pads you want to solder to, and then so you don't want cold solder joints, because a cold solder joint is when you don't have good enough temperature and enough heat penetration in the solder. I know I could have trimmed the leads a little bit, but you know, they might recommend to take that back foam off on the back of the, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna try not to do that, just because it's more time, and if it's unnecessary, it's unnecessary. But a lot of sites and places will recommend you do that. And then what I'm gonna do here is I'm just make sure your bell's up. See how it just kind of slide in there. And once you have it in secure, put the bell down on it. And then I am gonna try to test it, just to give you guys a glimpse. So that way I don't have to do another video, but I don't know, that wire might have to route it around these capacitors. It's just gonna be a functional test right now. So we'll just get some batteries in there. And then we'll try to flip it on. So that's what it's gonna look like. So stick a game in there. Tetris. Not bad at all. Turn the volume up on this. I might have some dust behind the screen or something, but anyways, this finishes the video out. So rate, comment, subscribe, and if you want to hit me up on Patreon, definitely do so. This is Ken with Xmods Gaming. Until the next video.